Hi, beautiful people. It's Wonderful Wednesday. I'm April Roll, your ER doctor online, and today's video is going to be talking about National Birth Defects Prevention because this is National Birth Defects Prevention Month. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can prevent birth defects. Now, not all birth defects are preventable, but obviously there are a lot of things that are, in terms of safety, unsafe in pregnancy and are preventable. So that's what this video is going to be talking about. I'm going to give you a few tips about how you can avoid those. So the first tip is that, and this is also if you are planning for pregnancy, this is a very important one. Folic acid. You want to make sure that you're taking at least 400 micrograms of folic acid because that helps with the development of the neural tube, also known as the spinal cord, and that will prevent any defects that are involved with the spinal cord development. So very important, even before you're pregnant, to be taking folic acid supplements or prenatal vitamin before you are getting pregnant. Obviously, if you were not planning to be pregnant and all of a sudden you find out you are pregnant, you can then start taking folic acid because this is something that is very important, again, for spinal cord, neural tube development. So that is the first and very important tip. Also, to go along with that, you want to book an appointment with an OBGYN so that before you stop taking any medications that you are prescribed, and also before you start taking any medications, whether prescribed or over the counter, because there are many medications that are not safe in pregnancy. Just because something is over the counter doesn't mean that it is safe in pregnancy. And if you look on the back of the bottle, you can find information on whether or not medications are safe. As an overall rule, in terms of for pain or anything like that, headache or whatever you may have, Tylenol is safe in pregnancy, but in general, most medications are not. So be sure that you are checking the labels for that. So that is the second tip regarding medications. See your doctor before you stop any medications that you are taking, i.e. if you have asthma or seizures or anything like that. See your doctor before you stop taking your meds as soon as possible. And again, before you start taking any medications, be very careful with that. The third tip is you want to make sure that you're up to date on all your vaccines because, again, in pregnancy, some conditions, illnesses, things like that have a teratogenic or a negative effect in terms of development of the baby, and obviously you want to avoid those if you can. Obviously, you don't want to have your baby have a completely preventable defect because you develop an illness that was preventable by being vaccinated. Another thing, tip, I think we're on tip number 4 now, and this is obvious, but sometimes you got to state the obvious. Avoid alcohol, tobacco, smoking, and any other drugs because just like anything else, obviously if you have medications that are completely safe in someone who's not pregnant, we have drugs we have drugs that are, whether legal or illegal, they are substances that are not safe in pregnancy. They're going to affect fetal development, fetal size, brain development, basically overall have your baby be unsafe and not develop correctly. Alcohol, tobacco, and all other drugs, basically. So these are 4 tips that I wanted to give you in order to have you be well informed for National Birth Defects Prevention Month. And these are things that, 4 quick tips that are easy to keep in mind. Make sure you're taking your folic acid. Make sure you're checking the labels of medications and checking with your doctor if you're already on medications, to discuss how to go forward during pregnancy. Making sure you're up to date with all of your vaccines, your childhood vaccines, things like that, to prevent defects during fetal development. And number 4, like I said, having to state the obvious, but alcohol, smoking, drugs, no during pregnancy in terms of fetal development and your overall well-being. The thing to keep in mind here is your health is directly related to the health of your baby. You're growing a whole human. So as long as you keep yourself healthy, you're going to be keeping the baby healthy. So I hope that you enjoyed these tips. I hope you learned something from these tips. If you did like this video, or if you learned something, or if you know someone who's first time pregnancy, or someone trying to planning to be pregnant soon, share this video with them, like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, put that in the comment section below. If you have any recommendations for future Wonderful Wednesdays videos, put that also in the comment section below. But again, I want to take the time out to thank you for sharing this Wonderful Wednesday with me. Be blessed and stay healthy.